What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're back out on the water chasing some trout. I'm actually filming this a day after. Yesterday I was out, had a great morning up until I was switching spots and ran over my Orvis Helios and my Orvis Clearwater. So I'm out 2 rods. You guys know I never ask and I never talk like this. This is going to sound really YouTuber-y. But if you guys could like the video, comment on it, watch it all the way through, and possibly share it, it'll mean a lot, so I can afford to replace those rods. I picked up a new rod to fish with today, which I'll talk about later in the video, and I'm going to break down my nymphing rig. But yeah, we'll just get right into the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later in the video. There's one.
All right, I'm getting it.
Nice fish, really nice fish. All right, I'm gonna try to back up and swing him in.
I don't think he's ready.
It's a nice one. All right, here we go. You step out there a couple of steps. Ooh, he's not ready.
Where's he at?
Over here. Here, you want to get below me? I can just swing him right to you now. All right, he should be ready here. Oh my God. This thing's strong and fired up. Okay.
Nice colors on him.
Try to bring him up one more time here. Sweet, gorgeous brown. That's a nice fish.
Hooks out.
All right, guys. Well, this guy put up a insanely good fight. Super big, healthy brown. Beautiful colors on him. Just a big, chunky male. And off he goes. There's one. It's not very big, but it is just sitting in that current. Here he comes. Nice little rainbow. There he is, nice little guy, put up a good fight. There's one. I watched that guy eat it underwater. I just saw a flash, then I felt the thump. That was pretty cool. That's he took that very, very top fly. Was not far under the surface at all. Get the flies out. There he is. There he goes. There's one. Oh, that's a good fish. That thing smoked it. Wow. That was the very next drift after I just caught that other one. Definitely a little bit nicer fish. This guy does not want to come in. Turn the rod, give him a little side pressure. Here he comes. Oh, beautiful brown. Got him. Now that guy took the very bottom fly, completely different than the last fish. There he is, super gorgeous brown. And there he's off. Super windy right now. Oh, that was a big fish. That was a big fish. Saw it flash when I set the hook. Dang it. Oh, there's one. As I was picking up to recast, I hooked one. That was a shocker right there. Little rainbow. Fly came right out. I literally was picking up to make another cast and he was on it. That was sweet. Well, today was going great. The fish were biting. Great day so far. I go to the next spot and I felt a little bump. Turns out my rods were laying behind the van I mean. There's my Orvis Helios and there's my Orvis Clearwater. Ran them both over. So that put a little damper on things today. We're gonna have to regroup and we'll get back out in the water. Alright guys, so we're back out on the water. I got my new rod here. It is a 10'6" TFO Stealth nymphing rod, and just first feel, it feels amazing in my hand. And the rig I'm running today, I got some cider material on the end of my rod. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. That's that colored line. And then I'm running about 10 feet of 2-pound test. I don't do any taper leader when I'm nymphing. There's no need for a taper leader. And then I'm running very simple, just a double nymph rig, line tied to the bend of the hook down to my heavy fly, which is also called an anchor fly. That heavy fly is on the bottom. It's going to drop both of the flies down to the bottom. There's another rig I want to go over in a little bit. It's my favorite way to fish, but this is just so much easier and so much faster if you break off or there's some fish there, you just tie up real quick. But I'm going to go over that rig in a little bit. Right now we're going to get fishing and see what we can do with the new rod. First impression after fishing this rod for a couple drifts, it feels amazing in my hand. Super responsive, super sensitive. It's got a great backbone to it. It just feels like a really high quality rod. There's one. First fish on the new rod. Rod feels great. And we got a fighter too. It's not very big, but he's got the fight in him, that's for sure. Just keeps ripping right out into that current. Got my rod turned trying to get him out of there, but he does not want to come this way. Here we go. Might have a shot at him here. He is fired up. Jeez. Got him. This little rainbow put up all that fight. Send him back home. Well, first impressions with fighting a fish on the new rod. Handled the fish amazing. Had some really, really nice backbone to the rod. And the fish felt great on the rod too. So this rod seems pretty good. There's one. Nice fish. Oh my God, that's a nice fish. Really nice rainbow, wow. Oh, it's doing cartwheels out of the water. Really big fish. We gotta get him out of that current. Just gotta play him. Can you see him out there? We need to turn his head. Get him over this way. Okay, he's turning, he's turning. Oh, now he's digging back upstream. This thing's feisty, wow. Oh, he almost got away. That's a gorgeous fish, wow. All right, guys, check this fish out. What a gorgeous, gorgeous rainbow. That's awesome. Send him on back. Oh, out of the net, buddy. There he goes. Sweet. There's one. This feels like a pretty good fish. It's a nice brown. Got him. Gorgeous brown. He felt bigger than what he is, but still a really good fish. There he is. Super nice, healthy brown. There he goes. Okay, everybody. It is the next day, and we're out hanging out in the shop. Shop hours are 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. So if you're around and you can, stop by and stop in. If there's anything that you guys have any ideas of that you want to see in a fly shop, drop a comment and help me out and get some more diversity in the stuff I have in the shop in here. But anyways, what we're doing right now is we're going to break down my nymphing setup from rod to the line to how I tie my nymphs on. And yeah, we'll just dive right into it. So I always run at least a 10-foot. I've ran 11-foot rods. Right now, with breaking the rods and just having to pick this one up, I picked up, like I discussed earlier, this 10-foot 6 TFO rod, and it fishes really, really nice. I really like this rod. And now I'm gonna start with the line. So I'm just spooled with some backing, and then there's about like 40 yards of 12-pound mono on here. Now the mono, huge. You don't need mono. You can fish fly line for sure, but I'm huge advocate for the mono. There's a lot less drag when you're tight lining. Super sensitive. So like what I mean by drag is, so your leader's down in the water, and that 12-pound mono is up in the air above the water. So if you have a fly line on there, there'll be a little bit of a sag and a drag to that. You won't be completely tight, and with that drag, you're not straight down and tight in a straight line. So with that mono, it's super light, super straight, and right tight to your flies. So that's a huge, huge plus with using the mono. So then we'll kind of just go down from that. So from off of my mono, we're run to a sighter. So I just run usually about like 12 to 14 inches. This is just a colored line. It's basically your indicator. And you could just watch this. I leave a little tag in on the end of it, and you just really watch that right above the water's edge for it to stop, for it to shoot down or anything like that. And then off of this, I think I said this earlier, I do not use any tapered leader when I'm nymphing. This is, I think I like between 10 and 11 foot for a leader, It's just a straight shot of 2 pound test. And yeah, I do not use tapered leader when I nymph. So I mean, I know people do, but you don't need a tapered leader in a nymph. And also, your nymphs are going to sink at a much slower rate than you would if you had a straight shot of mono. Because as that line gets up and gets thicker, your line's not sinking as much. So with the straight 2 pound, it just, it all sinks at the same rate. And then coming down to the flies here. Right now I got 3 nymphs on here. We're in Pennsylvania, you're allowed to fish 3 nymphs here. So I'm pretty much, when I set this up, I put an attractor pattern in the middle. And I got this really nice bright pink fly on here. And then about 10 inches down, 12 inches down, I got my anchor fly, which is a super heavy natural pattern. And then up from this is a smaller nymph. And then this is a nice little small natural pattern. And I put that up there. So this covers like the upper mid-water column. And then this is the attractor pattern. So they can see this one. They can either go for that. And then maybe they're kind of feeding on the bottom. So they'll grab the bottom fly. Or they'll see this and they're looking up a little bit. They'll grab this top fly. And then, you got your anchor fly, which is keeping everything down near the bottom. And then there's fish right off the bottom, which a lot of times I'm catching fish on this bottom fly. They'll grab that bottom fly. Now, I think I said it in the video, but I never got to change my rig. I want to show you guys the one setup I really like fishing a lot. So I'm going to tie that on here right now, and then I'll show you guys. Alright guys, so this is my favorite way to nymph, and I'll show you why in a second. So here is basically the rig. I don't know if you want to get in close. I'm not sure how good you can see this. So it's pretty simple setup. I'd like this bottom end to be a little longer, but it's just with the leader I had on the rod right now. So it's a blood knot. You trim the one tag end and you leave about 6 to 8 inches of the other tag end, and you'll have a fly right here, and then the straight line coming down, you'll have your anchor fly. And then, so you want your bottom fly to be really heavy, and you could just fish any other nymph you want. You can fish another heavy paragon or another heavy nymph off of here, off this tag end. But what I really, really like this nymph rig for, and what makes it super effective, is you take a wet fly. Okay, so you have your anchor fly, which is super heavy. It's going to drop your rig down to the bottom. And you take a weightless wet fly, and you put it on that tag end. So this drops down to the bottom, and that weightless wet fly is just down in the current. Super, super good action. Looks super natural down in the bottom of the water down there. And that rig produces a bunch of fish for me. I use this rig all the time. I just didn't use it yesterday because I had that tied up and I never broke off or anything. So I just kept fishing that yesterday. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are still here and stuck around to the end. And I'll see you guys in the next one.